There is a machine on your desk that boils liquid 3,000 times a second on purpose. It paints with drops smaller than a red blood cell. It throws them at a moving page and almost never misses by more than a hair. It is the inkjet printer. We use it without thinking. Today we slice it open, slow it down, and watch a single drop of ink make its trip from a tank to the page. Look closely at any printed photo. There are no smooth colors. There are only dots, thousands of them, packed into every inch. Step back, and your eye blends them into skin, sky, shadow. This trick is called half-toning. Before the printer touches paper, software breaks your image into a map of dots. Where each one goes, what color, how dense. The whole job, from start to finish, is just answering one question millions of times. Drop here or not? Open the printer and you find 4 inks: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Printers call it CMYK. These are not the colors of light, they are filters. Each ink absorbs some light and reflects the rest. Layer cyan over yellow and you get green. Overlap all 3 and you get a muddy brown, which is why black gets its own tank. With 4 inks and millions of dots, the printer can fake almost any color your eye can name. The ink leaves through a printhead, a sliver of metal and silicon about the size of a postage stamp. Its face is drilled with hundreds, sometimes thousands of nozzles. Each nozzle is thinner than a human hair. You could pass a drop of fog through one. The head rides on a carriage that sweeps left and right across the page, a few dozen times a minute, laying down one thin band of the image with every pass. Here is the strange part. Behind each nozzle sits a tiny chamber of ink, and under that chamber, a resistor, a microscopic heating element. To fire a dot, the printer pulses electricity through it. In a few millionths of a second, the resistor's surface jumps past 300 degrees Celsius. A thin layer of ink flashes into vapor. The bubble swells like a piston, and there is nowhere for the ink above it to go, except out. A single drop squeezes out of the nozzle at around 10 meters per second. It is absurdly small, a few picolitres, that is a millionth of a liter. A raindrop holds millions of them. The bubble collapses, the chamber sucks fresh ink in by capillary action, and the nozzle is ready again. Each one can fire thousands of times per second. Multiply by thousands of nozzles, and the page fills fast. Not every printer boils its ink. Some use a different trick, a piezoelectric crystal. Apply a voltage and the crystal flexes, bends just slightly like a tiny drum skin. That flex squeezes the chamber and spits the drop out cold. No heat, no vapor, no stress on the ink. It costs more, but it handles inks that would burn. 2 designs, 1 idea. Make a small room smaller, very fast, and the ink has to leave. Meanwhile, the paper has its own journey. A rubber pickup roller presses down on the stack and turns. Friction drags the top sheet forward. A separation pad pushes back, just hard enough that only one sheet wins. The sheet threads between pinch rollers, gets squared up against a guide, and waits at the starting line. When the printhead is ready, the rollers feed the page under it with the patience of a watchmaker. How does the printer know exactly where the carriage is? Stretched behind it runs a clear plastic strip, printed with thousands of fine black lines. An optical sensor on the carriage counts those lines as it slides past, like reading a ruler at high speed. That count tells the printer its position to a fraction of a millimeter, so each drop lands in its assigned spot. Below, a stepper motor advances the paper in equally tiny, exact steps. The drop lands. Now chemistry takes over. Plain paper is a mat of wood fibers, and the ink wicks into them, spreading slightly as it soaks. Spread too far and the dot blurs. That is why cheap paper looks fuzzy. Photo paper fights back with a special coating, a porous layer that grabs the pigment at the surface and holds the dot tight and round. The water carries the color in, then quietly evaporates away. Those nozzles have an enemy, air. Ink left in an open nozzle dries into a plug, like paint skinning over in a can. So when the printer rests, the carriage parks the head on a rubber cap, sealing it from the air. Before each job, a blade wipes the nozzle face clean and the head spits a burst of ink into a hidden waste pad. That whirring you hear before the first page, that is the printer clearing its throat. So run the whole chain once more. Software breaks your image into a map of dots. 4 inks, CMYK, stand ready to mix any color. The print head sweeps across the page on its carriage. Behind each nozzle, a resistor flash boils the ink, and the bubble fires a pick-a-lighter drop. The encoder strip tells every drop where to land. The stepper motor advances the paper, band after band. The ink soaks in, the water dries, and dots become a picture. The page slides out, and it looks ordinary. It is not. It is millions of microscopic explosions, counted lines, and single drops of boiled ink, each one landing exactly where it was told. Most machines hide their precision. This one hands it to you, one sheet at a time. If this made you look at your printer differently, there is a whole world of machines waiting to be sliced open. See you in the next Cutaway.